I think one challenge that the research industry has traditionally had is how to do research that is really issue or question driven. A lot of times research will get conducted and a report will be provided. That report is oftentimes multiple pages of data tables without any real analysis or understanding of the questions to be answered, and therefore it doesn't often include answers to the questions that the client has. So as a client-side researcher for a long time before I started mindsight, one of my frustrations with market research was that oftentimes at the end of the project I would get a 100-page deck and have absolutely no idea what to do about any of it. And so that, in my experience, was oftentimes driven by the fact that the research really didn't try to answer my questions. So the approach that we take at mindsight is, let's identify the questions to be answered. We actually call them key questions. And then let's structure both the research as well as the report to answer those questions so that our partners know exactly what to go do about it afterwards. I often say that we haven't done our job unless you, as our partner, know exactly what you should go do as a result of the research we've just conducted. Recently, we actually conducted a lot of research on GLP-1s, which is obviously a topic that's getting a lot of attention and a lot of press. We actually started researching that specific trend well before it hit the mainstream, if you will. And so we have a lot of data over time on the use of GLP-1s and what people are really looking for. Protein is obviously one of those things that those using GLP-1s are really focused on. And through the research that we've done, we've identified not only that need, but certainly opportunities for brands to be able to address that need. One way that I think we go to extra efforts to make sure that we can apply the data that we gather is to make it relevant to specific brands. So in the case of the research I'm referring to, which we actually chartered and conducted ourselves, we saw that there was an opportunity for brands that are really focused on delivering high protein to really position themselves to address that very specific need. So in the case of Simply Good Foods, which actually owns a couple of different protein-focused brands, both Quest Bar as well as Atkins, we actually recommended that they should position themselves as a protein partner and ultimately help consumers utilizing GLP-1s identify those two brands as solutions for their protein needs. So a lot of the way that research becomes actionable is really in the application of the learning to specific strategies or tactics that obviously have impacts on a business. And I think part of what we focus on as a firm is making sure that we have the business understanding of our partners so that we know how to apply the insight and ultimately help drive their businesses as a result.